In today's lesson, we'll be reviewing and practicing with powers of 10, meeting the requirements for TEKS 5.2, 5.3, and 6.3. Before we get into a discussion about powers of 10, let's take a moment to quickly remind ourselves about place values. So, we know that this place value is the ones, the place value immediately before the decimal. We know that this one is the tens. Here we have the hundreds, and here we have the thousands. And to the right of the decimal, we know that here we have tenths, here we have hundredths, and here we have thousandths. Understanding place value is very important when dealing with powers of 10. In a moment, we'll talk about how we can solve problems when multiplying or dividing by powers of 10 using a method even faster than using a calculator. The first thing we should understand about powers of 10 is how much they can help us to swiftly make computations when multiplying or dividing. So for example, if I have the factor 8.5 or 26.3 or 112.42, and I multiply these by powers of 10, maybe it's by 10, or by 100, or by 1,000. I can quickly make computations if I understand how to use powers of 10, rather than having to punch a bunch of buttons on a calculator or attempt to do the math in my head. And here's how it works. When multiplying by a power of 10, take the existing decimal and simply move it one place to the right for each zero in your power of 10. So 112.42 times 10 becomes 1,124.2. And 26.3 becomes 2,630, while 8.5 becomes 8,500. Each zero in our power of 10 resulted in a move of the original decimal one place. So when multiplying by 10, I move the decimal one place to the right. By 100, I move it twice to the right. By 1,000, I move it 3 times to the right. You'll notice sometimes I didn't add any zeros because it wasn't necessary, while other times I added zeros in order to be able to move that decimal further to the right. So sometimes we're adding zeros and sometimes we're not. We only add them when we need to in order to move the decimal further to the right. Now, a very similar thing happens when we're dividing. So if I had 8.5, 26.3, and 112.42, And this time, rather than multiplying, I'm dividing. And I'm still doing it by powers of 10. So maybe now it's by 10, by 100, by 1,000. Now I'm dividing. So my dividend, say for example 8.5, is going to be made smaller because I'm dividing it into 10 equal parts. So to make the number smaller, my decimal is now going to move to the left. So each zero in my power of 10 still tells me how many times to move the decimal, and division tells me to move it to the left. So 8.5 becomes 0.85, or 8.5 becomes 85 hundredths. 26.3 divided by 100, two zeros in 100 means I need to move that decimal twice. And so 26.3 becomes 263 thousandths. And finally, 112.42, there are three zeros in 1,000. Dividing tells me to go left. I do that 3 places, and now I have 11,242 100,000ths. The simplest way to explain this is like this. When I'm dividing by powers of 10, I move my decimal to the left, 1 place for each zero in my power of 10. If I need to add zeros in order to move the decimal, I should do that. And so we didn't show an example of that here, but what if I did have, for example, let's say we had the number 0.85 divided by 100. 0.85 divided by 100. Here's my decimal, and I need to go left for divide 2 places. So 0, move it once, 0, move it twice. I end up with a quotient of 0.0085, or 85 ten-thousandths. Adding zeros is only done when necessary prior to moving the decimal. Here's the bottom line. If I understand how to properly use powers of 10 to solve multiplication and division problems, I'll find that I can move much more swiftly to a solution by using powers of 10 than I were if to use the traditional, in this case, long multiplication. For me to do all of this work to get to a solution seems totally unnecessary if I understand that all I really needed to do was move my decimal 2 times for the zeros in my second factor to get to a solution of 832.5. And that the same thing was true when dividing. That in fact, if I understand how to properly use powers of 10, rather than spending a lot of time trying to figure out what the solution using long division would be, I could more swiftly solve this division problem by simply moving the decimal to the left the same number of times as there are zeros in my power of 10. To learn that 8,342.6 divided by 100 is 83.426. Let's go ahead and wrap up this lesson. When multiplying by a power of 10, we can more quickly arrive at a correct product if we simply understand that we should move the decimal to the right one space for each 0 in my power of 10. And that when dividing by powers of 10, we simply need to remember to move the decimal to the left one space for each 0 in my power of 10. Using your knowledge of powers of 10 will allow you to resolve multiplication and division problems much more swiftly than if you were even to use a calculator.